What's going on, guys? Fighting Game Select is here. We are back again, and I am with my man's jmcrofts. What is good, bro?
Hey, how you doing? I'm happy to be back on the channel, man. I really like all the uploads that you've been doing over here, so glad to be part of it.
We're about to get into a lot of, I like to call controversial topics, but...
Yeah, just facts. Just straight facts.
Just straight factual, no opinions, bro. I'm gonna ask you, man, is Street Fighter 6 boring for you?
Gosh, this is a really, really complicated question. So first of all, no, I don't think the game is boring. To be fair, like, just to get it out of the way, Street Fighter 6, I think in its current state is extremely balanced. Like, we've seen, like Zangief can win tournaments, like Lily can win tournaments, Ryu can win tournaments. So like even the worst characters in the game can win. Obviously they're at a disadvantage still, but I think the game is really balanced. But I think that there is sort of a difference between, should we get a patch because balance is a problem, or should we get a patch to make the game more interesting? And I think in that respect, it might have been a mistake for them to wait this long without patching, just in terms of like keeping things interesting. So I'm not bored with the game, but I do think it's probably hurt the game overall to wait this long.
I see. Personally for me, I actually have been having a blast with the game. It's more of like, because of like how the online infrastructure is, that gets boring. But
Right.
when I play the game, it's great. So I think for like, but I feel like for people who are like, get like new skins and stuff for like the battle launch, I feel like they're kind of having a blast. Like every time I go to the battle launch, bro, they like, bro, I think they talk more than actual people who play for money. It's actually kind of crazy. So I'm like, man, they really playing for the skins out here, huh?
Yeah, but for us ranked grinders, do you think maybe it's a little worse off?
So I don't think it's so. Again, I think it's not boring because of like there's no balance or anything like that. But it's like the matchmaking region lock thing, right? So I feel like when you make it to a certain level of the game, you just play against the same people over and over again, and that gets boring because like there's no progression.
And yeah, I think that they did a really good thing by adding the like new ranked system when you get to master, and like there's like a new icon if you get to like top 1,000 or whatever. I think that was good, but it's still held back by the problem of, you just kind of end up fighting the same people a lot, especially if you don't live in a major city. Then it's like a huge problem for those people.
I really don't care for having like a balance change, but I think the problem is that if you're not going to change the balance for a year, I feel like you have to do a lot of other things to keep the game exciting.
Right.
Like a lot of things, like, new costumes, get stuff in return for playing.
Yeah, you gotta like grind story mode, which I didn't find that fun, to be honest.
Yeah, exactly. So like they didn't do a lot of stuff for people who play ranked. Like I liked a lot what Street Fighter 5 did, where like you got fight money by just playing rank constantly, right?
Yeah.
And they gave you like little mini challenges, and that was cool. I feel like if the game had like a balance, some characters that are like strong now would have been 10 times stronger hadn't we just listened to
right. We would have been worried about like Honda and stuff. Those are the characters we were all complaining about on day one. Yeah.
Like, and then people were like, JP's not that good.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying? They were like, oh, the character that's like really godlike, it's like, or who's really trash, like Chun-Li. Remember everybody saying Chun-Li sucked?
Yeah.
So now like imagine like all these things that we would have got, and like they would have just changed over time with that. It's like it would have been really bad. And I think the only biggest things that really need to be adjusted balance wise is like the bugs of the game. There's a lot of like game breaking bugs a little bit in the game.
You
right
mean
now.
like the no burnout EX thing? Or?
Yeah, bro. Yes. Yeah, like some characters have it like easy doing that. So
all right, so I think we both agree that the game is not desperately in need of like character adjustments. But what do you think about like system level adjustments? Like if they were to, for example, like bring down drive rush across the board, make raw drive rush less rewarding, or maybe do something with perfect parry. Do you think that would be good? Or that also has the same issue of like we didn't really know what was good when the game was new. Like we were all complaining about drive impact, we had no idea. But now people are starting to get a little annoyed with these mechanics. What do you think about that?
And and a lot of people they made this statement. It was like, I think once people figure out perfect parry would be the make or break. make you feel like the make or break of the game. And it's coming to that fruition, right? That like perfect parry has made everybody like it's fuming. The idea that I like to make the drive rush more balanced is that it should be in punish counter state, right? So if you spin a bar and you get hit, you lose a bar for getting hit. And I think that will make like the offense more balanced in terms of like if you spend these resources, then like there's repercussion if you're wrong. Because right now, if I drive rush you and you like DP me, and then I get up and drive rush again, and you DP again, you're about to lose. You know what I mean? Like, sure, I lost like 30%, but you're about to lose like almost 100% because burnout is so like, bad. So I would like that. As far as perfect parry, I feel like perfect parry itself is good. I think the biggest thing that a lot of people have complained about is like perfect parry, you can just do it and like it's very hard to punish.
Right, there's not a lot of risk there, yeah.
Yeah, and I think they should add like a little more layer to like risk in terms of like if somebody is tap parry, that they should be more in like a punish counter state. Like they should be in a punch counter state more longer.
Obviously third strike parry and SS6 parry are very different, but like in third strike, parry is really strong, but there's a lot of ways to beat it as well. Like obviously you can throw just like you can in 6, but like third strike there's like high low, you have to guess right, and you can like guess on like how many hits you're gonna do, so like you can make them whiff a second parry because they think you're gonna do another hit, or like you can there are like various, you can stagger your timing and catch them because they have to let go of blocks. So there's a lot of counterplay in addition to it being strong. But in 6 there's really only one thing that deals with parry, and that's throw, right? That's like the only thing. I honestly think that they should add like low parry back in, like make it a high versus low guess. They would have to completely rework the game around that, but I just think that would be better because then they don't have to be that scared of perfect parry. Like the fact that perfect parry is a 2-frame window to me shows that they were rightfully scared of it being overpowered. So they made it like really, really precise to get the perfect parry window. And the fact that it has all this damage scaling too. Like they knew that they had to be careful or perfect parry would be overpowered. But if they make it a guess of high versus low, then all of a sudden they can make it a little bit stronger because there's, so much more risk of getting blown up if you guess wrong.
Yeah, because like right now, like I feel like charge characters and perfect parries is such a strong combination. And like that's one of the things I think DJ is like really good. It's like, like being able to hold down back, perfect parry, and then like ready to do like maximum upper,
Right. So, they try to steal their turn back because they see a with parry and it's like nope.
Yeah. Do you feel drive reversal should be like changed? And if so, how do you feel? What do you think that it needs to improve on? As a mechanic itself.
Yeah, it's tough because like not only I think a lot of people agree drive reversal is a little bit weak. It doesn't feel that good to use right now, and not only that, but it's competing with some of the strongest mechanics in the game. Like things that use drive gauge tend to be really strong, except for this one thing, drive reversal. So yeah, I think it could do with a buff. I mean, I don't know, like make it safe on block or something, or make it a little faster so that it's harder to bait. Because like you can react to it too. That's the other thing, is like you could be pressuring them and then you see the screen freeze for drive reversal and you have time to like DP or whatever. So I don't know, personally I feel like defense is not that weak in this game in general because of perfect parry. So I don't know if we're like that desperate for a defensive buff. So I don't know, I would be fine with it being buffed, but it's not really like my top priority.
Yeah, I feel like we don't see it a lot in matches.
I never see it, even at like high level, which I remember this always happens where if there's a mechanic that's not very commonly used, people are like, well, once the game gets figured out, people will use it a lot more. But that didn't come true with drive reversal. I don't think a lot of people are using it at any level of play, really.
Yeah, it's been like 5 months.
Yeah.
We're still trying to figure it out, quote unquote, right?
Yeah. Our original point here of like, is the game getting stale? I think what you mentioned is a good point, that like it's been 5 months and we're starting to figure the game out. And I think like if we look back at older games, like I first started getting into competing with Street Fighter 4, and like we were kind of just like happy with playing the same game for a year. We would play vanilla SF4 for a year, and then we would get Super SF4, play that for a year, and like we didn't get bored. But I think a lot has changed in terms of how quickly the games get figured out. Because of the internet and stuff, we figure games out so much more quickly. And, you know, obviously we're all happy that the games have much better online now. We have rollback and stuff. So that's obviously a good thing, but it has the side effect of we grind out so many more matches, you know, like people are playing like 1,000 matches a month or whatever. So yeah, like I think it's easier to get burned out and to get tired of the game more now than it was back then, especially back then when like the online would be so bad that you would only get most of your good practice in offline, which you could only do, you know, so often. People's expectations have changed. You know, it might have been back in the day, we'd be like, all right, I'm gonna work my butt off to figure out this hard matchup, where now it's like I'll wait for them to make the matchup easier. But I do think that the developers are kind of playing into these expectations too. I mean, Street Fighter 6 has a battle pass, man. It has a new character every month or whatever. So like they're kind of trying to have it both ways of like this is a quote unquote live service game. This is a game that we want you to log in every day, and we're gonna have, you know, online events and different things happening. But at the same time, I think that comes with the expectation of people are gonna expect a little bit more responsive patching than what we're currently getting.
Yeah, that battle, you got me on that battle pass, so I ain't gonna lie. You know, like,
did you buy the battle pass? I actually did not.
I cannot confirm or deny these allegations that you
I don't even like this. By the way, this is the other thing. Okay, I changed everything I said before. It doesn't matter. This is the biggest fail of the game, is that you can't change the song that you listen to in the game, and you can spend real money to get more songs that you can't even use in matches. That is whack. Capcom, please.
Is rough.
That's another thing where costumes would be nice, you know, just shake things up so I'm not looking at the same Ken costume I've been looking at for so long.
You know, so I agree with you. They dropped the ball on that really hard.
But the other thing is, I think that like people have very short memories also. Don't you think that, like, you know, if you ask like the average FGC person now, like, what do you think about Street Fighter 4, for example? That's like my go-to example because it's a game I'm so familiar with. It's like, what do you think of the game? I think people would only have positive things to say. Yes. I think if you ask them, like, what do you think about Street Fighter 4? No one is being like, it's trash, Elena, garbage. Like, no one's. But at the time, people were going in. And at the time, there were people like that, like what I said, where they would win a tournament and they would be like, this game sucks. Like, there were really people doing that all the time. But nobody remembers it. Yeah,
that's pretty much all the questions I have, man. I appreciate you having to talk. If there's anything that you want to tell me, you let me know.
Not much else to say. I really always enjoy coming on and talking about things, so I appreciate it. Make sure you guys hit like and subscribe to Fighting Game Select. If you're watching the video, if you made it this far, clearly you like the content, so you better like and subscribe. I'm watching you.
Give jmcrofts a subscribe, a follow, and where can they find you, bro?
YouTube.com/jmcrofts. That's the place, man. I'm trying to get to that next subscriber milestone, so I appreciate it if you could.
I mean, I always love the videos, man. I love the history of the videos, stuff like that, and like, you know how we gotta hold it down with the folks.
Folks.
You know what I mean? Folks. You know what I mean? So thank you so much for coming here. Always, thank you so much. And we'll see you guys next time on the next Fighting Game Select.